and welcome to When the Gloves Come Off on the Quantum Global Broadcasting Network,
QGBN.
QGBN. I'm your host,
QGBN. Rusty Diamond.
Casey James, and we're here with another wonderful episode of When the Gloves Come Off. Not only that, it is our 20th episode,
Boom,
number
the big
20.
2-0.
Yeah, and a big 2-0.
Shit,
Remember, you
man.
can find us there on iHeart. Go check it out. When the Gloves Come Off, comes right up. Can't miss us.
Yeah, if you do miss us, then
That's
maybe
where you go to
you
find us.
need to learn how to spell.
If you do miss us, just go check us out on iHeart Radio.
And if you can't find us, you can just go to QGBN.
QGBN, Quantum
You're not
Global
going to forget
Broadcasting
that
Network.
one.
Yeah, so we're back here on episode 20. For When the Gloves Come Off. Same shit still gets my gloves off. It's stupid people and the dumbification of America.
I love that dumbification, man.
Man, what are you gonna do? I mean, I live in a state where they literally petitioned the Supreme Court because they said math is racist.
I know. Well, yeah. I mean, if anything's racist, it's math. So
It's not math itself, but it's the process of looking for the right answer to determine the correct answer is white supremacist somehow. Like, who is labeling these? I just want to know what assholes like, I really fucking hate math. You know what? It's because the white people did it.
yeah, you know what? I could have done a lot better in school if I could just done what is a if a equals 17 and x plus 7 2.
What is an
What
Anglo-Saxon?
Yeah, what does that equal? It means white people are supreme and fucking racist.
It's funny though. White people are supreme because I'm pretty sure the only people who do the supreme shit are white.
Pretty much.
Like
Pretty fucking much, man.
supreme clothing, whatever the fuck. I don't even know what that shit was, dude. It was like
Dude,
some asshole was like, look, I'm knocking off every other designer's shit and putting a supreme tag on it, and kids are gonna pay out the ass.
you know how much people pay for that shit?
White people, man.
White people is right, dude. I found two hoodies, and apparently I found them at, like, I don't know, some thrift store. They're next to each other, and I got two of them, and it was like, I don't know, man, it's probably real. But then I tried putting them on Poshmark or eBay or something, and they got taken right down saying they were inauthentic. So I
Yeah, but
had to,
here's the problem with that. Like a lot of those sites,
yeah,
they do that because they don't even want to try to deal with it. But like I would post things that were real. Like I have things that are real, like high end stuff, and I try posting them on like an offer up, and they'll tell me that it's not. They'll tell me they're not real. That they are not the people that you. An app that hasn't even seen your product is not the person to tell you that whether something's real or not.
right.
They
Well,
do
then
that
maybe,
for discrepancies, and that or it's somebody else that's selling an item similar reports you because they don't want the competition.
yeah, or
That happens a
whoever
lot.
is buying it, whoever wants to just buy a fucking, they have someone else buying it, like, oh, this thing's fake. I'll go up and buy it for fucking
Yeah.
fraction of the price.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so then I had to sell mine with, I worded it, um, sweatshirt with Supreme written on it, rather than a Supreme sweatshirt. It had to get around it a little bit, but I sold it. Actually, I think I gave it away. I might have I don't know. I gave it away or sold it for like $5 at a garage sale. So maybe some fucking, I don't know who it was. Some fucking chick in Austin, Minnesota got a fucking
White
few
people.
Supreme hoodies for baby
Some chicken
daddy.
medicine of white people.
Yep. Yeah. So it went back to more white people. So at least At least that's good. Keeping it with the
Yeah.
white
So
people.
I mean, and everything. I just, I'm like, wow, I can't even make this stuff up. Like this is just bad, And what are you gonna do? Like, here's the thing. It starts at the education level. You know what I'm saying? Like, we literally. I mean, I'm not worried about myself, but I'm looking at these next generations, and like, there's gonna be a point where there's gonna be like a huge generational gap where like a generation comes in and just tells all these fucking people like, look, you're stupid. Let's just round them all up, put them in a fucking pen. You know what I'm saying? Just tell them it's COVID. Like,
Yeah. You
like
got
what's they gonna
COVID
do?
again.
Oh well, apparently everybody does, right? Some new strain, and
Yeah,
you're on to
right.
like booster shot number 6 because everybody wants to be Justin Timberlake from In Time. I just, I can't wait. I'm just wondering when you're gonna let them install the digital clock into your arm that just tells you, it's just like you no longer go to work for money, you just go work for time to add to the clock. Because when that clock quits ticking, so do you.
I mean, it's yeah. They made the movie for a reason, man.
The Fauci watch.
It's yeah, not too far fetched.
I got something though this week that I
Yeah.
thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
How about the guy, the director, the new director of the World Health Organization, going against the entire World Health Organization and doing the right thing? Probably for the first time. God knows how long it's been, but probably for the first time in a long time for them. Okay, so they held a vote on the 22nd. They had a huge conference meeting within a private meeting within the World Health Organization between all the main players, about whether or not they needed to declare a world epidemic on herpes zoster, aka monkeypox, right? That is being caused due to the COVID-19 vaccinations. I can actually say this. It was voted down. The people that were out said, "Don't you say shit." Loose lips sink ships. We didn't even want to give them that paperwork for 75 years. And we still only giving them a couple 100 pages of fucking every couple of weeks, and people are flipping out because of what's coming out, right? Well,
Yeah.
he came out on the 23rd and said, despite the vote, I can't do this. And he went ahead and made and declared a national emergency, and said it's a national, or it's a global issue. It's a global like made a epidemic right now, for
So what's that gonna
monkeypox.
do?
But he added monkeypox caused by the vaccinations. He made sure
He
this
said
is in
that?
there. Yes.
Damn the
And
money
so
pox.
the monkeypox, which
The
here's what's
money
funny.
pox.
Yeah, but let's get down to it. So, chickenpox, smallpox is something called varicella zoster. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when varicella zoster reactivates, or shows up for the second time, right? It turns into herpes zoster. Does that make sense? Right? All of these are the technical names for a bunch of different things. Now, what I find funny is, so if I stub my toe, it's stubbing my toe. But if like 6 months later I stub that same toe, it's incest. What? Yeah, yeah. Like the second time you do it, let's just call it something completely fucking different. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go out. I'm just gonna like break the stupidity down here. Varicella zoster and herpes zoster are the exact same fucking thing. Okay.
Just like the flu and COVID-19 were.
Well, if COVID-19 is not the flu, I'd have picked a much
That's
different
true.
fucking thing. I'll pick a much different thing. Well, the flu, anything was COVID-19. You could have the common cold, you had COVID-19. You could have had HIV and AIDS, you had COVID-19. could have had flu. You had COVID. You know, none of that shit exists anymore. Just COVID-19. It wiped out the flu, according to the CDC. I have that actually. I have that soundbite. Right? You know, it wiped out
Yeah.
the flu. Yeah, it did, because we just quit calling it the flu. So
So we
here's my
should
point,
start
though.
doing that with
Here's my
everything.
point. Let me just give you a basic list, okay? So, chickenpox, smallpox, mumps, measles, shingles, rubella. Okay. Here's Hunt's Barrington disease. That's that one that paralyzes your face. The one that Justin Bieber just got. The one that Andrew Dice Clay got. Where it
Bell's
looks like
palsy,
it's not. It's not what it's called.
or is it close?
It's called. I just told you.
I forgot what he said.
Okay. It's Bear Huntington. It's called Bear Huntington's disease.
And
Okay.
this is
And
a product of the
it's
jab.
caused by herpes zoster or varicella, which is okay. And so now it is coming to. So when you take all this to play, this is all come from the shots. My question is, we know this now. Why the fuck are we still running commercials to get kids shot up with this shit?
Well, I mean, who knows it? Who's listening?
Nobody, because I tried to tell people, and I even post all the facts from the most scientific fucking sources on the planet. And
You
you know what
still
they
gotta
tell me?
trust the science,
First they
man.
tell
Even
me
though,
first they tell me you gotta trust the science, get it from the science. You know, I'm like, yeah, I don't get my shit from Tom Hanks. Sorry. So I get my shit from and then I show it to them, and then they're like, you can't believe everything you read on the internet.
yep, yeah,
That's the
yeah.
it's the flip of the like. You know what I can believe? What that you're fucking stupid, and you're making a great advocacy for why we should bring back eugenics. I mean, I'm sorry, why they're bringing back eugenics, right? Because this is a form. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like this is a form of genetic warfare. It attacks certain people, certain genetic types, people who are already, who have, comorbid or morbidities, like morbidities, things that are already ailing them, right?
Yeah.
It goes after people who already have a weakened immune system, right? Comorbidities and certain genetic types. Okay. They specifically went after the weak and certain types and tried to take these pieces off the board. And they're still trying. And they're not only trying to take you, they're trying to take your kid, they're trying to wipe your entire lineage off the board. And what gets me is people are still too fucking stupid to realize. And the problem is once you've been bamboozled, and I was just reading this today, is like once you've been tricked and bamboozled, it's easier to go along with than it is to admit to yourself that that's because you don't want to believe that, this. But I mean, people, you really need to take another look, not for your sake, for your kids. Is I said before, I don't give a shit about you. You're a fucking idiot, but you did this to somebody who didn't have a choice, and for that makes you, in my book, a piece of shit. Like, you literally were like, I'm just gonna blindly inject my kid with this without even knowing what it can do, and now it's probably gonna fucking end their life before they're 30, and that's the new norm. Sudden adult death syndrome. Sad. It's sad, right? Yeah, it's sad. Not really. It is sad for the child, because you significantly took something away, but you did that based on what?
What the television said in
Based on
my
the,
smartphone.
based on a word they don't even know the definition to. Efficacy. How many times did you hear that word? Efficacy. I still don't even know what the fuck that word means. Efficacy. I'm serious.
Well, it's like the reason why
Well,
people buy.
the efficacy. It's the efficacy. The efficacy of what the fuck does that mean?
It's one of those things that, like, you can't question it now. It's like why people buy Dyson vacuums, because they hear some British dude fucking selling the shit, but it's like, what the fuck is it really? What the fuck is it? Why we're just okay, sure, this is good. This is good. Efficacy, efficacy,
Efficacy.
efficacy. Well, yeah, the efficacy
Well,
said.
the efficacy, yeah, it's safe. And then I love how, well, it's safe. Is what is your definition of safe? You
That's
know,
a great question. Safe
my
to who?
definition of safe isn't, well, it might take fucking 60 years off my kid's life. It might not. Let's go ahead and do it.
Roll
It's
the
safe.
dice.
Yeah. I mean, you gambled without, but here's the thing. What did you win? You gambled with nothing on the line to win. Just lose. Just lose. Just
Yeah.
lose. You know, on top of that, you got here's the weird part. You've now been genetically modified. Now I have gone way deeper, and I have a much bigger theory and conspiracy that goes way farther back than this pandemic. Okay, it goes into well of what I was doing before the pandemic. I think it all ties in together because we're looking at the same major players, and then when I look at what they're doing now, it paints a much bigger picture. So let me break down for I'm gonna break down for the masses. Okay, the real reason we would fake a global pandemic. Are you ready? This is gonna be good. Okay.
Buckle up.
In 2017 and 2018, I was traveling all over doing correspondence for iHeartRadio, and one of the correspondence I was doing was the Roundup hearings. I was hopping on Amtrak and going all over the country and listening, and because they were having, they would be all over at these different federal junctions. And when they were in Washington, up in Seattle, I attended them, and the things that I heard in that that were being presented were extremely disturbing for the least. Okay, to a whole new ballgame. It was a whole new level of what the fuck. Okay. Now, people thought I was nuts because I tried to tell people, like, nah, that's not like that. No, that's exactly what it is. I mean, literally, there was a legit peer-reviewed and published data, journal, that every child born in the United States by the year 2030, 1 in 2 will be autistic, and there's no way we can stop it. And this is due mainly because of our food supply. And let me explain. This is the Roundup. This was coming from the Roundup cases. And the reason for that is because most farms, almost all of our farms in the United States, no matter what they're farming, is government subsidized. Okay, meaning it's really owned by the government, and the farmers are just workers, right? They're just the ones working for the government, and so they literally get told what to plant, who to buy it from, right? So they literally have to buy their seeds or whatever they're planting from this company that they tell them to. And I'm just gonna go Monsanto. I'm just gonna drop it, Monsanto, right? And then they have to use the chemicals that they say are okay, and this is what you have to use, basically. And they were using a lot of whatever the chemical is that's in Roundup, right? That was in Roundup. Okay. They knew that this chemical was absolutely. I mean, they bribed. I mean, it's bad. The trail is long. I mean, from bribes to just bad science. I mean, they knew it was bad, but they just couldn't. They were so deep they couldn't stop. So they just they went with it. Now here we are years later at these Roundup trials. 1 in 2 babies by 2030 born in the United States will be autistic due to the food we eat because we've been genetically modified. Now, here's the thing: people think you're being genetically modified from getting the jab. I would like to inform you, you've already been genetically modified. I would like to inform you, you guys should just do a simple search on just any product in your cupboard. I don't care what it is. Your cereal, your cookies, your crackers, your vegetables, your canned vegetables, and just compare it to the exact same product made by the exact same company in another country and look at the ingredients list. They will be completely different ingredients. You'll be missing all the dyes, all the preservatives, all the fake sugar. None of that is allowed in any of the food in other countries. So they actually make it without it and sell it. Yet they make it with it to sell to us. We're being okay. It's poison.
Or with the test animals.
Well, obviously, but I think Americans should know that anyways. If you don't know what America is, it's not this country where these people ran for fear of being prosecuted because of their puritanical ways and hopped on these Mayflowers and came over here and broke bread with the Indians. Okay, that'd be like going, oh well, Australia was just a fun place to send people. It was a penal colony. Okay.
Yeah.
Australia was a penal colony. America, it's known as the experiment. That is actually what other countries know of America. It's the great experiment. That's what America is known as in most other foreign countries. The great experiment. We are the experiment. And that's what they do.
So then what do we do? I mean, if all of our food and all of our shit, I mean, even if we're fucking
It's to keep us
eating
passive.
what?
Keep us fat. Okay, look, people who are overweight tend to be a little slower and tend to be a little less aggressive. They keep us, we're fat, dumb, and easily controlled. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's their biggest fear is us. If
Yeah,
we
I
can get
mean,
everybody on the same page and just understand, this could be all, fixed in a couple of days, but they can't, instead they want to, if we try, they're going to blame us for, something, or blame somebody else that has nothing to do with it.
split us all up. Even split 50-50, like, or let's say 40-40-10 for like, I mean, 40% of the population could be pretty strong, but then there's a lot of that 40%, yeah, that's pretty fucking docile and just like,
Overweight. We've been eating poison. I mean, they've been we're genetically modified already. Okay. Now here's the thing. Let me just keep giving you this little timeline. Let me keep going down this trail so you can see how this all starts to play out. Okay. The Roundup cases aren't looking so well, right? The stuff that's coming out, it's starting to get to people. So Monsanto instantly buys a company called the Bayer Group, but the Bayer Group absorbs Monsanto, so it looks like the Bayer Group purchased so Bayer purchased Monsanto because they had the money to do that. Not right, but that's the way it looks, right? So now Monsanto no longer exists. They're the Bayer, and they pick up and they hightail it out of the country. Quickly settle the Roundup cases for a certain amount and dip, which I think was only like $10 billion. It ain't shit. Right? To be split against everybody in these class actions for the Roundup cases.
so people are probably getting like,
wait, we're not
35
done.
bucks,
But
35.
we're not done yet. Okay. This happens, and immediately, right?
Yeah.
You have the same people who run these companies that just agreed to the settlement, right? And a little thing called Event 201. Okay. And this is where they get together, and they not only do they get together and they plan the whole entire pandemic from the beginning, they do it live over 4 days on fucking YouTube.
Wait, what do you mean?
Event 201 was streamed live on YouTube.
Is it still up?
No, the website's not even up. There was a website. It was through John Hopkins. They took all of it down because fact checkers want to tell you it never existed. But it used to be up, and you could. It streamed for. It was live. It streamed, dude.
So what?
Okay. Wait.
Who was watching?
Exactly. Nobody apparently. Nobody even knew. It was just something that went up, And but if you did find it, you would have found out that they talked about a coronavirus being spread by a bat. And it comes from Wuhan, China. And they even showed you a bunch of fake media. I mean, to make it seem plausible. They wagged the dog you before they wagged the dog you. You know what I'm saying? And they go through this whole thing. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Okay. They want to use this. They have it, and they have this program, and it's called Lockstep. And what they want to do is use it to basically force out the middle, like the little men, the middle class, the mom and pops, and they're going to take over. But they don't want your stores or your business per se. They want the farmland. They want all the farmable land. They want the farmable land and water rights. So what happens?
After Bill
During
Gates.
the pandemic, enter Bill Gates, who is now the largest owner of any farmable land in the United States, over 80% and counting.
Mr. Eugenics, Bill Gates.
Whoa. Hear me out.
Jumping ahead.
When our farms were government, they were all government subsidized. By this happening, now they are all privatized, making that land, not only is it privatized and those businesses private, but also private property. Meaning no more soil, no more water samples, no more being able to prove that the poisoning of our food is what's going to keep all these kids, and right. So no more lawsuits, and they're even laying the groundwork already to blame their competitors. Have you seen this?
No.
If you were pregnant and you took Advil or Tylenol during your pregnancy, and your child has ADHD or is autistic, you can sue because they're blaming Tylenol. They're blaming everybody but Bayer, aspirin, because the Bayer Group. Are you fucking kidding me? How much more do I have to paint this picture for you? They literally said, here's a bunch of money to blind you, created a fake fucking problem that allowed them to come up and swoop all and take all the evidence out of the evidence room. Right?
And just fucking go.
And then they're like, well, hey, it's not us. You can't look, you got no evidence to prove it, but we got some more shitty science that we broken our way into to say it's our competitors. Fucking this is some mob mentality shit. This is some Suge Knight riding in the car with Tupac, having his own people shoot up the fucking car, take a couple bullets so you can be like, oh, I got shot too, it wasn't me.
I thought you were gonna say hanging fucking Vanilla Ice from the fucking balcony. But that too, yeah.
No, I mean, I'm sure Millie fucking earned that one, dude. I mean, Mr. fucking Van Winkle's got a fucking mouth on him. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he earned everything he got. I'm sure he was in there pissed, saying the same thing he told Adam Sandler, and that's my boy. He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Every time that song plays, I owe money."
Pretty fucking much. Yeah.
Pretty fucking much, dude. I mean, you think if I had all that money, I'd be out here building these shitty houses for this TV show on HGTV?
So did you hear about Puff Daddy or Puffy, about him with the police song?
No.
So he has to pay some fucking crazy amount. It's like, I want to say
I'm sure. For the We Be Missing You or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he has to pay fucking,
I think it's a couple million a year.
I'm sure he has to pay what's their names too. Fucking not Def Leppard, but not Leonard Skinner, Def Leppard, but the one he ever did, the one that he did for the Godzilla movie when he took fucking
Zeppelin.
yeah, Led Zeppelin. Yeah, he's got paid Led Zeppelin, I'm sure, a shitload of money. I mean, that's all he
Yeah.
did. But he was like the king of the mixtape. He was like the original mixtape, like mainstream original
Yeah.
mixtape. You know what I'm
And I
saying?
mean, yeah, the shit was good.
You know, I mean, it is what it is. Um, but
In the
I gotta
long
know,
game,
how
he's still doing
about
all right.
this? Who's next? Is it going to be? Is it gonna be Al Pacino? Not Al Pacino. I'm sorry. Is it gonna be Robert De Niro?
I was wondering this too.
Or because it's all the guys from the Goodfellas, right? And,
Yeah,
I, and they're all dead, right? Like
right.
except for like a couple, like Paul
All
Sorvino.
recently,
Yeah, yeah, Paul Sorvino. Uh,
Cicero, the Polly Walnuts, whatever his name is, or
yeah, you
not
got
Polly
Ray
Walnuts.
Liotta, Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci's dead.
I'm pretty sure Joe Pesci's dead. Yeah, I don't think that little
No, Joe
fucker's alive.
Pesci didn't die, but then he's on the list. Him and De Niro are next.
I don't think so. I think it's De Niro or who else?
Pacino,
Or no, I'm gonna go or Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
Yes, because now a lot of people forget My Blue Heaven. All of these movies are based around the same person. So, Goodfellas, Casino, and My Blue Heaven are all about Henry, the same guy.
Right.
Right. The person who made Goodfellas and Casino, his wife, Sophia, is the one who made My Blue Heaven because they interviewed Henry at the same time together. So, Goodfellas is about how Henry comes up in the mobster world. Casino's where he ends up, right?
Yeah.
And then My Blue Heaven was about his time when he was in protective custody because he was supposed to testify that that was his way out. And so they put him in protective custody in some little town where he's out eating, and he realizes everybody around him's other mobsters. They're they're all gay. This is like a whole little town. There's 8 of them, right? Like,
Yeah.
for real. And it's a true story, right? Like, and so they all get together and start doing mobster shit.
Gangster shit. Yeah.
The problem is she made it a comedy. It's absolutely hilarious with Rick Moranis, Steve
And
Martin.
Steve Martin. Well, I mean, if
Yeah,
you're gonna go and have some fucking real shit like that, like make it a comedy and make people think, oh, this shit's funny. It's
right.
just some
It's a different,
goofy
it's a different,
comedy.
it's a different perception of the same. It's a different view or take of the same. I mean, he was still doing swindler shit, like hustling the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hustling. But it is. But that's it. You realize it's all based on the same guy, right? It's all the same person. All 3 of these movies are the same person.
So why are all these guys dying right now? Is it just a weird coincidence, or what's the bigger story?
I don't know, man, but I'm hoping it's not Steve Martin because I'm gonna need some more. I need to see how this only murders in the building finishes.
Wait, what? The only
Are
murders
you?
in the building?
Yeah, I don't know I don't know what planet you live on, Rusty, but in
You
the real
don't.
world, only murders in the building is a hit television show on Hulu, and its second season with Steve Martin, um, Martin
What?
Short, and Selena Gomez. Yeah, where it's about somebody gets murdered. They all live in this giant building, like they're renters, like in this, and somebody gets murdered, and they end up making a podcast, a true like crime podcast, while the investigation and solving the murder, and it becomes this hit. And then the second season, and then there's another murder, and they're being friends. So now they podcast. It's yeah, only murders.
Comedy
Tina
or some
Fey's in
shit?
it. Oh yeah, it's fucking hilarious, bro.
Okay. All
No,
right.
no, no.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a
I'm not hip
drama with
with shit.
Martin Short and Steve Martin.
Where's Chevy Chase?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
I don't. That's a good question, but
Where has Chevy Chase
Chevy
been?
Not being anywhere probably is the most Chevy thing, right? Like
Yeah.
he's old, dude, and I just assume that assholishness, that kind of asshole persona, just gets
Yeah.
worse as you get senile.
Do you really think he's that much of an asshole? I don't think he
Yes.
is.
Yes.
You think he really is? You don't think it's
Absolutely.
just talk?
No, I think I don't think that's a character. I think that's why he was able to pull it off. So because that's him.
Or do you think it's from being all fucked up on painkillers and shit and like having that?
That
I mean,
makes you an asshole. You know, it could be. I don't know. I think it's his persona was just the I'm the coolest. You know, and then he would
like
do
Bill
stupid
Murray.
shit. Yeah. Well, Bill Murray's a different. No, think Bill Murray with the heart of the fucking Grinch, dude. You know that would be Chevy Chase. Like Bill Murray's like Bill Murray, but Bill Murray's like got his own Bill Murray fucking Buddhist philosophy. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Is that why they hated each other?
I mean,
Because they were one and the same, but the fucking yin and the yang?
one would be maybe I don't know. I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you why they hate each other. It probably has to do with fucking over something stupid like a bag of cocaine that
I was just
you
gonna
know
say that. I bet it is.
somebody went in on and fucking somebody ran to the bathroom and didn't share enough and it's been hate ever since. You know what I'm saying? Like the fucking late '70s and that shit was everywhere. You know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I don't. They both got bailed out because from what it seems like Robin Williams took the hit.
Dude, I don't know how Robin Williams' fucking heart didn't explode at some point before he
I mean,
fucking.
how is he didn't end up with any charges for supplying the drugs that kill the John Belushi? He was the last one to sit there, supply and do drugs with John Belushi, and
No
then
shit.
you don't know that he went to court
Oh,
from a Senate hearing. Yeah, he was the last person to see him alive. He was partying with them and at the chalet or whatever. And then fucking apparently at some point he decided to go home, and a couple hours later there was a knock at his door, and they told him, yeah, he's dead. And he's like, no, but
whoa.
he was with him, yeah. So they went and they pulled him right in because, oh yeah,
So was this like fucking? You think it was like Kenny Powers
no, I think it was. Oh
with
well, I think it was like, yeah, we were doing some drugs and there was an overdose, and fucking I got the fuck out of town. I fucking got out of there.
yeah,
Uh huh.
him and Shane, and yeah,
Yeah,
he just dies, and he's like, oh
that's
yeah,
exactly what that is. Right? That's exactly what that
yeah,
is. Uh huh.
probably yeah, where they got it. That's fucked up. I had no clue. I mean, I didn't know they're even friends or anything. Or I mean, at least fucking coke buddies.
I mean, it
I
makes
mean,
sense.
yeah. Man, that would
Cocaine.
be a weird fucking. That's a weird combination of people. Those two, though. I wouldn't see them fucking hanging out. I mean, they're. I don't know. It's. I mean, they're both fucking hilarious,
John
but
Belushi. You
what?
know, John Belushi, Robin Williams. I mean, I can see it.
Yeah, like being friends.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems weird to me. But I mean, fucking, if you're doing all that shit together anyway, so yeah, you probably end up friends.
Right.
And then yeah,
Yeah.
someone fucking
I
doesn't
mean,
quite make it.
John Belushi was an original blues brother, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
like Robin Williams, I'm sure had mad respect.
So okay, so Blues Brothers, I fucking saw the SNL skits, but I didn't see the movie until after I saw Blues Brothers 2000,
So you went
which
backwards.
I went back, well, sort of, because I yeah, seen a little bit of the SNL
The
shit,
Blues
but
Brothers
then I didn't
2000 isn't the movie. Like there's a
no,
movie
dude,
like this movie, there's
yeah,
2 or 3 movies way before that. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, Blues Brothers 2000, it's like I don't know. It was I was like, this is what this is. But yeah, then I went back, I think right after that and watched the original. And I was like, oh, okay, this is fucking cool. Because yeah,
Classic.
the new one was hard. But I mean, I understood. It was like,
What was funny, it was literally like when so if you watch the old ones, right,
right,
where it's just uber cool, like just they're just the shit, right? Like they're cooler than cool. Like they're so stupidly ignorant, like on their like mission, right? Like their mission from
yeah,
God or whatever.
Mission from
Then
God.
that
Yeah.
they're just that it's so stupid that it's admiring and like and in the way they do it with just ultimate swag. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
Yeah.
it's the epitome of cool. And then you get to the Blues Brothers 2000 where they're coming out of prison and they're still doing their whole routine from like that was now, and it was more of like, well, it's not funny now. Like nobody wants to see that. Like it's not.
Yeah. No one
You know,
wants to see the band get
which is
back
why they
together.
going back and getting all their band members and finding them at these shitty like jobs and
Yeah.
this is what we have to. This is what we got to do. Right? It's absolutely. And then they. But what's cool about it is that they believe in their dream so much that they actually go and they create a market for what their product. Like they. And overall, it's like it's them poking fun at themselves at the same time as you know accomplishing their goals. Right? I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, they're musicals. That's just something people need to understand.
Right. Which is
Right?
weird.
Yes. So the movies are both, and the old movies are musicals.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's, yeah, it's like you don't notice it, then you're like, oh, yeah, man, like,
Like
the whole
everything's
movie
breaking
was
out
just
song and
singing
dance all
and
the
fucking
time.
shit, singing and
Yeah.
dancing. Okay, yeah, that's a musical, I guess, but it's not fucking dumb like a lot of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
musicals. But
And
not
plus,
that a lot of
you get to
musicals
Blues
are
Brothers
dumb,
two,
but a
you
lot
get
of
to Blues
musicals
Brothers
are dumb.
2000, and it's not Jim Belushi.
What?
It's not John Belushi. It's Jim
Yeah,
Belushi. It's the younger brother.
he was in it.
Yeah, because the older brother's dead.
No, but they had John Goodman in it.
Oh, did they use John Goodman?
Yeah, they used John Goodman instead. Dude, if they would have
So at
put
one
Jim
point they were
Belushi,
using the other Belushi.
no
At
man,
one
that
point
was
they
just
do. At one point they do use Jim Belushi.
in the movie.
I don't know about Blues Brothers 2000, but in one of the movies, yeah,
Just
yeah, he does play. He plays the role with Dan Aykroyd. He plays the other role with Dan Aykroyd at some point.
dude, yeah, man. So where's Dan Aykroyd been? That's another one I want to know. Where's he been? I haven't seen him for probably at least 10 years, if not 20.
Writing scripts that aren't being made. I don't know. Working on a new Ghostbusters movie. I don't know.
Oh yeah, there was the Ghostbusters movie. I bet he came in on that one. Was he in that?
Yeah, they all were.
Okay.
Even a CGI'd Harold Ramis.
No shit.
Yeah.
God damn it, dude. Like no one
It's a
has to
different
fucking
movie. It is a different Ghostbusters movie. Imagine
different.
Ghostbusters meets Stranger Things. It's weird. Um, it is a different movie, but it is good. Like it's actually a good movie. Um, I can't say the same thing for the female Ghostbusters, the Paul Feig fucking nightmare. Okay,
Yeah.
that was just terrible, right?
Didn't make it
Uh,
there.
oh God, don't. I mean, it's that bad. It's that bad. It's so
He's
bad that
really hit or
So
miss.
bad that Ghostbusters, the franchise, won't
Yeah.
include it in like their box sets, like as a Ghostbusters movie, like as a
So it's like a standalone.
yeah, because they don't want because it was so bad that they're just trying to separate themselves from it.
I mean, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Here's something that makes me want to take my gloves off. As someone who grew up in Milwaukee, Oregon, the home of Dark Horse Comics, if you don't know who they are, I'm sure you know their work. I'm sure you've
Right.
seen Jim Carrey in The Mask. I'm sure you've seen any of the Alien movies. I'm sure you've seen a Predator movie, or these three. These were comic books that came out of downtown Milwaukee, Oregon. That's where their home is. That's where these movies are based of. You know, who we need to blame. I get really, really upset about this. But they sold the rights to all of these, to everything. Um, Dark Horse did, and so Marvel, Disney, whoever the fuck, whatever, all the same thing at this point, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
is the one that made and is releasing the new Predator movie, Prey.
There's a new
Which
Predator movie?
comes out in maybe about a week. I would say a week or two. On
What?
Hulu. I don't know if it's on Hulu or Prime. I think it might be Hulu or Prime, so it's streaming. It's called Prey, and it's a prequel.
What?
Yeah, it's about the
That's the
Predator's
stupidest
first
shit.
hunt on Earth with these like tribes, and this girl in this tribe, and the Predator's gonna kill like her whole tribe family, and then she's gonna hunt the Predator. It's it looks good, dude. It looks it's sad part is
Really?
it looks terribly good. Yes.
Terribly good.
Um Terribly good. Yeah, the trailers are impressive. Which is crazy because I was really into the new Predator, like the last two Predator movies. The first one, I was kind of like, okay. But then the second one, same
Yeah.
people, right? It's the same guy, same like dude, same people. Was fucking great.
Like
Was
new ones as in like
Yeah.
last few years?
Um,
The last 10 years?
Maybe 2017 was the last one. 2018. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. I never
Like,
saw them.
oh, they're good. Yeah. So there was, I
Like,
think there's two Predator movies after Alien versus Predator.
so, and if you're going with the original, like, is it still good? Or is it like
What?
different? The original Predator movie.
What? You mean, with like,
Like the new ones, are they like on the same level as the first ones, or is it like apples, oranges?
well, I mean, you got to think of the time. So, like, like the first Predator is an action movie.
Right.
There's a big difference between the Predator and Predator 2. Okay. So Predator 1's is just a straight up action. Your Arnold Schwarzenegger, your Jesse Ventura, your
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers, and there was a couple other people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because
Yeah.
these are your action stars. It might as well have been an Expendables fucking movie. You know what I'm saying?
So what was the
Hey,
second one about?
second one has Danny Glover as the New
Oh,
York police officer, and the Predator's killing people, and then he sees it, and it comes at him, but he's gonna go, and he goes after, and he ends up on their spaceship, and they end up giving him the award because he like they salute him as being the warrior because he killed one of them, so they actually salute him, like, because if you beat them, they it's a prize, like it's a competition. Dude, it was
oh.
it's more dramatic. It's more like you know, like there's your action, but it's more thought. It's more like intellectual, almost like a kind of like a not just straight action, but some sort of like lethal weapon at like storyline aspect, and that was good. Okay, then you don't have anything for a while. Then you had like what Predators or and then Predators versus Alien, Predator and versus Alien or something where they mashed them up,
Yeah.
which which was still under the DC, which was still under the Dark Horse logo, and you know, and people are like, how can they make? Because they come from the same thing, like and so
What's
those
Dark
two,
Horse doing
I don't,
now?
are they even still in business? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been over
Yeah,
there.
I know that window that had the fucking things in it, had the big Predator, Alien, and the mask, like statues in it, because we
Yeah.
stole them in high school. We backed a truck in right through the glass, loaded them up, took off, went through a car chase, tossed those fuckers up in a tree, drove off. Got
So
happened.
then they got him
They
back then,
they got
I guess.
back, and yeah, we only had them for maybe about an hour. But at one point in time, I for an hour I owned the Predator, Alien, and Mask.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking good way to do it. Get everything in there.
Yeah, it was right there. You just back right into that window,
Yeah,
right
and
there
there
at the
wasn't, I
transit,
mean, it was,
right there at the transit center, man. It was right
yep.
at the transit center, right on the corner, right there.
So, I mean, it was easy to get in and out with not a lot of people really too much
It's
batting an
downtown
eye.
Milwaukee. There's always a lot of people, even when there's nobody on. There's a lot of people. They're lurking.
Man, I always forget about the Milwaukee Transit Center. But
Right.
yeah,
I now I am sitting here and I'm sipping on some absolute Mandarin and juice.
that sounds good.
Nice little cocktail. And then, I ran out of juice, so we'll just go straight later here.
You got it ready to go, man.
I got ready to go. I got all sorts of stuff ready to go. I got all sorts of dab rigs and play toys here. Dabs. I got weed. I got my bong. I got my new bong bowl that matches my bong.
Oh shit. Is
Almost.
that like a what is
It's a
that on there?
goo.
It's like a
It's a kangaroo. It's a giant.
okay.
I mean, this thing's pretty big, and then it just goes in there and just ooh, that's
Yeah, that's a
nice.
big fucking bowl.
That's the only gripe so far because I just started, using it today, and I had a decent amount of weight at the beginning of the day, and
And now
now
you
we're running
don't.
a little low, because
Yeah.
this thing's a monster. Like if you
Yeah.
don't fill it up all, if I just put a little weed in there, and I hit it, it doesn't feel like I'm hitting anything, like I'm smoking anything, right? Like it's just I pack that fucker, it's like, and then it's just like pop. It's like, oh yeah, you just smoked an eighth in one fucking hit. Go.
Yeah. I mean that was the thing like back when like 20 years ago. Like I had a 5 foot acrylic bong and we had a bowl like that. We'd go and put it on there. It was from like a Grateful Dead bong that my roommate had. And so we called it like a Jerry bong because we like fill it with that shit. Because normally it was just like the little tiny metal metal pole like pole bowl
Yeah,
pole
pull card. Yeah.
yeah and then you put that shit in there and it just fucking fills up with that smoke. It turns yellow and you're fucking dumb
Turns.
by 5 minutes later. Or not even like I remember, dude, I get off of work. So when I was living in Wilsonville and working in Domino's Pizza, I was living in these apartments and there were townhouses like out our back off our back porch. And the owner and the general manager of Domino's both lived like right there out our thing. And we had the 5 foot bong in a closet. Like they have those little closets, like
Yeah.
in the most generic
Right.
apartment building.
No, outside on the porch, right? Like on the
Yep,
back porch,
outside on
and
the
it's right
porch.
on. It's on the other side. It's like a little door, and it's just a little. Yep,
Yep,
yep. That was
yeah,
that was my smoke room. At my first apartment in Arizona too. Was just like that, and that's what I turned
yeah.
into a smoke room as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting spot, and yeah, so like,
I mean, if it's a chair going one way, I mean, maybe two. Like if you let somebody in there, get in there.
yeah, you
It's a
might be
little
able to get
tight.
two chairs in there.
It's a tight little squeeze, but
Yeah,
it does make for a nice little interesting spot.
yeah,
Private too. Like
yeah,
fuck them.
yeah, dude. I'd come home, and I'd be like, someone tried talking to me. I'm like, nope, bleh. Go out there, fucking hit a big old bong rip, and then I'm like, all right,
Now I'm
okay.
ready. Now I'm ready to face the day.
I was smoking weed all day at work. I still like I didn't take my big fucking bong hit, I guess. And because like there's difference between doing a bong hit and a full bong hit.
There's
Like,
difference between smoking a joint and taking a bong. Like so,
yeah,
everybody has their ways that they smoke, right? I I am primarily a man. Like my bong goes. I mean, my bong. I have a bong that goes with me everywhere I go, so I always
the
have
green
it.
one.
Yeah, yeah, the green one, my little travel buddy. He goes with me everywhere I go. So I have a road bong, and I do that, because some people have. I don't like pipes. I don't like pipes, glass or metal. I don't like the small, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Smoke's too hot or it burns my throat. You know what I'm saying.
it's a good
I
point.
do I do like smoking a joint or a blunt. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll smoke a joint or a blunt, but not my. It's not my preferred method.
What
Um,
happened to bubblers? When was the last time you saw a bubbler pipe?
bubblers were cool in theory because they're like, oh, it's like a little bong, right? Like,
Right.
but you use it, and once it gets resonated, you can't clean it. There's no way in or around to get it unclogged, unclean, get shit out, and it just,
Good point.
unless you're cleaning it after every single use, which, let's be honest, for stoners, that's not
Yeah.
happening.
It ends
Um,
up on the fucking table or whatever.
yeah, and then it just turned. They ended up, kind of just phased out.
Yeah, I didn't think about that until just now, man. Like, I bet it's been fucking 15 years
Well,
since I've seen a
yeah,
bubbler.
and everybody went into their new weird shit. Like, it's when everybody went moved into like dabs and
Yeah, the dab
oils and
rigs or the
edibles
pens.
and the pens. Speaking of pens,
Yeah.
I hit my pens too. Fully
Dude,
loaded. This one, I fully loaded. It's charged, fully loaded it up. We went clamming super early in the morning, to catch the tide or whatever,
what kind of
and
clams?
razor clams.
Dude, oh man, I fucking
Yeah.
miss razor clams.
I have a whole fucking freezer full of them. We went
Shit,
like
dude.
every day for like 2 weeks just until they closed it down, and I just have.
For
I don't
the
like them
season.
personally. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind. I'll eat them, but they're not. I don't like them. I'd rather eat a cockle any day of the week, right? Like I'd rather eat a regular clam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, but they say these are the cat. To each their own, but they,
Yeah. I don't do a lot of seafood. So like that's like one
I
more
like
thing to
seafood, but I'm picky about it. There's like I'm weird about what seafood I do eat. And people are like, "That's weird that you eat this, but you don't eat." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, whatever."
like what do you eat
I don't like
like
salmon.
salmon? I was gonna say like salmon's the
Mm-mm.
fucking go-to for anyone who lives in
No,
Oregon.
not
I
me.
didn't salmon was weird.
Not me.
It tasted like I don't know. I don't know what it
It's
fucking
not
tastes
bad.
like.
I used to never like it, and not too long ago, my dad had caught one and he cooked it up, and I tried it and it was good, and I ate it, and I was like, "Damn, that's better than I remember." But I don't. No.
I mean, you're right there at the ocean.
I like sturgeon, but my favorite is tuna, dude. And I don't mean like tuna like in a can, like in
Can
man. I mean some ahi, like
yeah,
some fresh ahi tuna, and then I like the belly,
some tacos
the magro, the fatty belly, the fatty belly meat of a fucking good,
on
some
what?
good ahi.
Oh,
No, I'm talking like sauce, like some. I'll eat that shit raw, dude. You cut it thin enough, just melt in your mouth, dude.
really?
Oh yeah, tuna's the shit, dude. And then there's different parts of tuna, but the tuna bellies, they look marbled. It looks like white and pink, like marble. It's crazy.
Oh,
'Cause it's so fat, it's so fatty, but the fat that the omega threes, the fish fat, just melt just down. Oh fuck! You ever go to a sushi or something? Sushi or let's say that. Look for maguro. It's called maguro. MAG. Um,
Magaro.
yeah,
Okay.
maguro. That's the fatty tuna. So there's tuna, and then there's the fatty tuna. The fatty tuna, it's a little more expensive. You're gonna pay
Yeah.
market price for the tuna belly if they even have it. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely well worth it.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. I'm pretty picky with seafood. It's like I don't know. It was never. I mean, especially I mean, you live at the coast. Like, there's no reason why
We've
you
talked. I
shouldn't be
mean, I've
dabbling.
eaten seafood my entire life, so it's not like some people are like, oh my god, you're always like it's like this wonderful thing, like it's just food. But I look at it as like but I guess I'm blessed in that aspect. But like I like crab. You know what I'm saying? I like
Yeah.
good, some good Dungeness crab. Fuck the king. You can keep that king crab on your buffet all day long. I want a Dungeness. You can have that. You can have that big spider looking motherfucker. I
Yeah.
want a nice Dungeness crab. Um, I want some steamers or some cockles. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to clams, and then I prefer a sturgeon. Like a sturgeon is my favorite, but you know,
So you go to restaurants over there, or people fucking making shit
what do you
or
mean? There's fucking
catching shit?
restaurants. You gotta
What?
catch it. You gotta catch it here. Like, but I mean, that you can't keep sturgeon now, so it's a it's an
Oh,
issue. Um, So you ain't getting that anywhere. You know, and salmon, whatever people out there catch salmon. I don't like it. Well, fishing's not my thing. I don't have the patience for that shit.
Yeah, me neither, man.
You
Like
know?
I fucking would throw it out, and then I'd be like, okay, well,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's boring. I can't do this.
yeah, it's nothing that I don't know. So with razor clamming though, so that's where you got to go like into you find the little bubbles popping up in the sand, and then you
There's a
fucking
couple ways to do it. I mean, you can do it if
oh
you're looking for the bubbles. If the water goes down in the water, you'll see them necking. If you're in like drier sand where there hasn't, you can just look for the holes. You know what I'm saying? Like because they've already just made the little hole, and yeah. And now it's easy because they have these gun things. You just go straight down, pulls up the sand, everything, and just shake it out and fucking grab your hand. Right?
oh
Yep.
yeah, that's
When you get out
fucking
there early
convenient.
enough and you know what you're doing, I mean, you can get your limit in 15 minutes. You're done. Like it's just
Yeah, I mean that seems all right.
well,
Um,
it's not bad. I mean, I guess. I mean, it's not. People like them. You know,
yeah,
it seems to be worth their weight in gold. I'm just like, fuck it, take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, not my gold. My gold is
right,
green.
yeah. Well, hey, so let's switch over to the what's up with the since we have another podcast. We have the Fred Ben Savage as fuck. So let's take the gloves off and say why everything all of a sudden is happening with this shit.
Well, okay. So, they made the new Wonder Years, which really didn't get the reception I think they were hoping for. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
as the season went on, which it seems like they stretched the season, like almost like they had two seasons recorded, but because wasn't hitting the way they wanted it to, they just kept running it like until it did, you know.
Yeah.
And it started to pick up momentum towards the end. Well, in fact, it picked up so much momentum that somehow it turned into a Boy Meets World reunion, which now turned into a new. I believe they're going to make a new Boy Meets World show, like
Yeah.
literally with fucking Ben Savage. Okay.
Mhm. And so is this because of their podcast then too?
Well, right. Wait. So, with that being said, now Disney owns all of this.
Right.
Okay, Disney owns ABC.
ABC,
Right? They own, the other network. That
everything.
shit ran on Disney. Yeah. So Disney sent us a letter to cease and desist on the Boy Meets World aspect.
Wait, really?
They did not give a shit about the Wonder Years, old or new, just Boy Meets World, which
Ah,
I thought was weird. So I
yeah.
contested it and kind of went at it, and we went back and forth. But then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, it's announced that they're making a new Boy Meets World show, and right on iHeart and all of our other networks, they've got this Disney backed Meets World podcast, right? Like with three fucking probably ex fucking Mickey Mouse Club kids and shit. I don't,
Well, no,
it is
it's
what it
so
is,
it's
but it is what it is. But I mean, basically, just we saw an opportunity, took it.
yeah.
After we did it, Disney saw us doing it and said, "Let's take their money they're not making." And so, as fun as the premise was, and as awesome as the last show that you haven't seen is, because I still have it interviewing with Tommy. I'm gonna have to edit it and chop it up, and I'm gonna turn it into something else
Yeah.
because there was some interesting stories and things told that I think still need to get out there. And there's the interesting part too, where he likes to tell us how Fred's about the trouble Fred Savage is in, and how
Oh,
he
yeah.
actually they share the same attorney, so he called the attorney just to get the 411 loadout, and he spills the beans. It's pretty fucking. I was like, whoa, we're getting we got some hot drops today, like
Uh,
and we still haven't put that out mainly because we got cut off there was a Zoom issue halfway through the interview, and I'm still in talks with them, and we were gonna do another one and then just edit those in. So that's the case, but it looks like now we might get Cheech too, so we might just edit that one, and then we can make our own little Cheech and Chong mashup, episode. It'd be kind of interesting,
Yeah, it'd be fucking really interesting, man.
Yeah,
And I
Cheech
mean,
isn't Cheech isn't as like humbly cool as fucking Chong. I can tell you that. Like, he's a little
yeah,
more tight with his time.
yeah. I mean, that was cool as shit getting to do that.
I mean, yeah, we had Tommy Chong on, and then next thing you know, Disney's like, we're taking your idea.
Yeah. Well, so then we need to get on this podcast.
Is what? Oh, they already have 3 people. It's already being done. It's already started.
Well,
they had like 4
as a
episodes.
guest.
So like, we're not in it. They ain't bringing us on. You can't either gonna bring me on fucking Disney so I can be like, fuck Disney. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true. Yeah, we do have a little bit of fucking shit against Disney.
well, I mean,
sorry, Disney.
The pirates. But we already know that. Ho, 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 and a ball of rum. Pirates life for me, right? Splash Mountain. It's really just bukkake all over your face.
Pretty fucking much.
Yeah, right? You're a little teacup.
So then, like, they win. So
yeah, Disney. I mean, this wasn't like this was arbitrary or going to court or anything. They sent their play. I responded. They came back with their play and doubled down by invest. Like, dude, they could have given us $150 each, and I'd have smashed what they just gave somebody 150 grand for.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, Plus, they're taking our ideas because I'm pretty sure at one point during the pilots, we were like, I told Disney to contact us because I have a great idea. I still do for a show. It was a completely different movie. Had nothing to do with the show other than the fact that the actors playing the characters happened to look like they could easily fit into this other movie, and we could easily make that happen.
Yeah,
right.
They should do that, man.
Yes.
We'll hold on to that one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it again because I think it's out there, and I don't want anybody else to take it because I think this could actually get done and made.
Yeah.
And I think I know some people. I think I know who I want. I think I know who I should pitch it to.
Yeah.
Yes, you know who I'm thinking right out the gate?
Who?
Arsenio Hall.
Bringing him back.
I think out of everybody, he is the easiest to actually get in touch with.
He would be cool on the show.
But I honestly believe he also has the pull and the network and the ability to get us into where he could pitch like this is an idea.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. Fuck Arsenio, man. Yeah.
Arsenio.
I like that.
Take it to Eddie and like let's do the time warp again.
Dude, yeah, man, that'd be a good way to bring that on. I mean,
I think it'd be great, So there's that. So that's kind of what happened with the bread, the Ben Fred Savage as fuck thing. So with iHeart picking up this one, I plan on knocking this one out and saying we should start doing 2 shows a week.
Yeah.
Bring it to the fans. We got people obviously watching, listening.
Yeah. Ready to be mad.
Thanks, I guess. I mean, if you're listening to us and you're agreeing with us, stay tuned.
Or if you're disagreeing with us, stay tuned.
Stay tuned because I totally got more. And at some point, we're gonna want your reactions, you guys. We're gonna need this. So if you're on any of these social media, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, if you're on these platforms, go find QGBN, Quantum Global Broadcasting Network, and go ahead and tell us what you think about these shows. Tell us they're horrible, they're absolutely garbage, they're trash. Tell us you love it. I don't care. Tell us what you want to hear. Tell us what makes your gloves come off, and let us talk about it. We will go ahead and bring it to you. And who knows? Maybe at some point we'll have a call in line, and we'll let you guys start calling in and just telling us what makes you take your gloves off. Because
Yeah.
right now, I'm trying to keep my gloves on. They're trying to tell us to mask back up.
No shit.
Oh yeah, masks are coming back, bro. Masks are
Whoa.
coming back. I give it a couple weeks, man. Masks are coming back. Yep. This, they're worried about they're worried that all these people that got their vaccinations are going to get sick because the elephant in the room is the unvaccinated aren't dying, even though the White House told us for a Christmas present that's what we were all getting. You remember that? I was like, I actually said it was treason.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I think we did. I think it was on one of these episodes. I said that's fucking flat out treasonous.
Go back and listen to our old episodes
I'll
and
do
find
it.
that on there because it was said.
I don't know why they're ordered the way they are, but the first episode when you go on iHeart is
Yeah.
episode 2, and
Oh.
the second episode is episode 1, and
Huh.
then they go 3, 4, and then they go in correct order. So there's that.
Maybe I uploaded it wrong or something when I uploaded
Maybe,
it.
but we're on
But
episode 20. They're
yeah.
there. Go listen. I mean, it's bad enough I'm gonna have to spend some money on Fiverr so I can get a couple, 10,000 little Indian kids to listen to all our shows so we can up our pay. But it is what it is.
Can we get on Fiverr and do that?
Why couldn't you?
I mean, what
Yeah,
would be the
spend
level
50 bucks.
to
Spend $50 on Fiverr. We'll start making fucking couple hundred a week.
yeah. So let's look into that. I'll look into that and see what we can do. Because I mean that's a good idea. I don't know why.
Also, we need to start looking for sponsors, advertising. I mean, we are legit. It's on here. We're it's legit. Like we have something tangible that they can physically see, hear, look at.
Yeah.
It's an easy sell. So
And
that's
once
something
we
we need
have
to
all
look
our
at too.
Indians
Yeah.
that are
Also, uh, I've been in speaks with a guy who's in with BKB, the bare knuckle boxing. So the
oh
people that put that on, and guess where it happened? Their home like affiliate office happens to be.
Milwaukee, Oregon.
Fuck no, Philadelphia, Philly.
Shit.
We just happen to have a correspondent down there.
Shit. And I'll be out there soon.
Yeah,
I'll be out
good.
that way.
Yeah, and so uh and like I said, that's for the in case you guys don't know, we also have a nonprofit, Sock 'em Up, sockemup.org. That's SOCKEMUP.org, sockemup.org. And we strive to raise personal hygiene and health awareness, as well as solving the problem of the most asked for item through any program, facility, shelter in the world is socks, and it's the least donated item. And honestly, I think I'm gonna take on another challenge here that I've been learning about since we've been doing this recently. Is the second least donated item is
Yeah.
underwear for children, because no grown person's
Yeah.
like I should buy like panties and underwear for little kids. That just seems weird. I'm not saying people should go out and buy a pair and donate it. Like if you are, buy a bunch so it
Mm.
doesn't look too awkward. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
still, I mean, even then, it's like,
But I think this is another issue. I like that's something like we should, I think we can take on and collect, and get these donations. We're not looking for your kids' used shit. Um, you
yeah,
know, we're trying to get these people clean underwear. They don't need your kids' doo-doo stains. I'm just
it'd probably be doo-doo stains if they're for little kids' underwear.
I
Like, there's
mean, I'm
probably
just
doo-doo
saying. So
stains.
this is something, but right now it's socks. Sock 'em up. Check it out, sockemup.org. We're gonna be making. I'm gonna be starting a point of sale here soon. I think through PayPal, so we'll be able to take donations, which is gonna be
Yeah.
nice. And you know, we're just going on our second year. Hopefully and we're working on year 3 to start our grants and really get out there and start pushing. So we're just starting. We're getting there, but looks like we're right on time for the apocalypse. And who doesn't want a brand new pair of fucking socks for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to hell in a handbasket, at least I'm doing it in comfortable style.
So would it
Because
be the
there is nothing better.
sockpocalypse or
There is
the
nothing better.
sockapolyx? What?
There's nothing better than a new pair of socks when you put them on for the first time. I
Yeah,
don't give
and
a fuck.
stop fucking jerking off in them.
Who jerks off in socks?
I don't know, man. I saw there was like a thing once. I was like in my mid 20s, and I heard that that was a thing. Except
I
for
saw I saw a funny meme or joke the other day where it had like this dirty sock. It was like brown, like it looked like somebody, like and it said, "Help me. My husband keeps jerking off into socks, and apparently he used this one to wipe him down."
yes, yeah, I
I
don't
was,
know where it comes from.
oh man.
Um,
Yeah,
Who thought it up? I think it was
I
on
don't know.
Weeds. I saw it
But I
first.
have an issue with socks. I mean, I used to have like I used to be like, 'cause, I my little OCD like quirks and shit, and I used to only wear socks once. I was so like upset with socks. Obsessed. I'd wear socks. Sometimes I'd swap change them 2 or 3 times in a day. And when they came off, they went in the garbage. Like, I
Yeah,
only wore socks once. Now I have tubs and tubs and tubs of fucking socks. And that's not from donations. These are just my fucking socks. You know,
yeah,
um, and so there's that. But in all honesty, let's be real. There's a lot of people out there. Times are hard. Times are rough, especially if I'm here in Oregon and I'm in Portland, which, if you haven't seen, our once great, beautiful city is now the nastiest, shitty campsite you've ever seen. It is just wall to wall. And, and I'm looking at these people, and the least we can do is socks, bro. I got to put socks on their feet so I can tell them to kick rocks. I'm just kidding. you know,
here's some
I,
socks and I got the
here's your
fuck out.
parting gift.
Yeah,
And in all honesty, because I try to tell people, like, socks are like one of the greatest feelings. Like, a brand new pair of socks to me is like the greatest feeling in the world, and they can really change somebody's day. And you don't know what kind of day these people are having. And a lot of these people, they don't have access to washers, dryers, even sinks in Portland anymore, bathrooms. It's fucking crazy. And
yeah,
and then I'm sure they have socks, but it's like, they're recycling them. So, a brand new package of socks, can change somebody's whole attitude, mindset, and life around. I mean, in all honesty, because, happy feet make for happy peeps. That's just all there is to it.
is that a thing that we have already? Happy feet, happy peeps.
Happy feet, happy peeps. Yeah. So, we got to get out there and sock up. So, naturally, the nice guy, I might want to go out there and sock up the homeless. You know,
Yeah,
it seems like a YouTube hit.
yeah, and yeah, it can be called happy feet, happy peeps. I like that, man. That's good.
Kimbo
That's good shit.
Stripes.
What?
Kimbo Stripes. I'm gonna go out there and sock up the homeless with Kimbo Stripes. Tube sock.
Man,
It's a tube
fucking
sock. And with Kimbo Stripes, check the tube.
check the tube socks.
Just check the tube. I always say oh man. So
Good shit, man.
let's get into it. Let's get into your area of expertise, because it is when the gloves come off. Vince McMahon.
Okay.
No, wait,
So,
wait. In all of his years of running that, with everybody who's came at him, with everything in their fucking and everything under the sun, some ex fucking hooker like that his wife even knew about, that they're like is the one that's gonna fucking bring him down.
yeah.
This is interesting,
I
because
mean, I
of all
think,
the things this man has fought in his life
yeah,
and stood his ground, this seems like what happened.
I
What,
think
what
there
happened
was
to Vince? That's not the same. What happened to Vince?
something else they know, and this was like sort of like a plea bargain kind of thing. It's like,
Obviously. This was
Yeah,
some sort of like settlement because there is something
because he went away
further.
fast.
Right. Right.
And it was just like, I'm retiring. Like, what?
I'm 7 and leaving it to this guy who like
Yeah.
nobody knows. Like, where's your daughter?
Well, I
Where's
mean,
your
yeah,
son?
her daughter and son-in-law
And
are
then isn't her son? No, no, no. Oh, yeah, the son-in-law is fucking Triple X, right?
yeah, Triple H. Yeah,
Yeah, Triple H, whatever. Yeah, yeah. But he
yeah.
has a son too,
They have.
Vince
Oh
McMahon.
yeah, fucking Shane, and
Shit, right.
he fucking runs something else now. Like he bought something. I've forgotten, like South Korea or something, some huge company or something, and kind of just got away from everything. But
What
I'm
about
sure
the
he
daughter?
probably still
I
owns
heard what he
some.
said. I heard what he said about Triple H. He was like, "Why?" He flat out said, "Why would I give him my company? Everybody knows he's a heroin addict." That was Vince McMahon. Which, okay, that's the Vince I know. Like that's the Vince I know and I'm used to.
Yeah.
But I just didn't expect him to cower to an ex girlfriend.
Right. When it's nothing that's really even illegal.
No, his wife knew about it. They were separated.
Yeah.
He's not
And
even cheating on his wife.
yeah.
This I don't.
So that makes no sense. I mean, like there
There's
has to be something a lot more than that.
I
Like,
think you know what I think it is.
huh?
I think he's still fucking her. They're still together, and this was a way for him to pull extra bonus money out of the fucking company.
Still with his wife?
No, the girl
What?
that made the accusations, because he's still with her. So the settlement money she gets really goes back to him.
But then he loses all the. He doesn't lose any money. Fuck.
He didn't
What am
lose
I talking
anything.
about?
He didn't lose anything,
Yeah.
and he got to take his bonus with his
Yeah. And I
walking
mean,
papers.
and now I don't know. It's gonna be there. There's gonna be some shit happening. I think. Uh, with a lot more shit in wrestling here, real fast.
Well, I have a feeling Zufa is going to show up and play it very shortly
You think?
if they haven't.
What do you mean? So
Zufa.
you're talking about UFC and shit. So like,
Right.
what do you mean they're playing it?
Well, as you've already seen, the mashup as they're trading fighters back and forth, as
Right.
to where they're literally taking WWE or WWE, whatever the fuck it is, fighters
Yeah.
into the UFC and putting them in, and then as UFC fighters are
Yeah.
retiring, they're going into the WWE. So
Right.
there already is a cross promotion happening. But
Yeah.
I think there's blood in I think these companies, right, that run these things that have the money smell blood in the water. It's the Vince McMahon playbook.
Yeah.
I mean, Zufa's been following it to the T. The Free Top brothers have. I mean, some will be like, "Oh, it's Dana White. Dana White's a mascot." Okay,
Yeah.
but they've been following, to where they buy out they try to buy out all the competition, the smaller leagues, right?
Yeah.
They buy their they're trying to get rid of the training companies and the gyms and you know what I'm saying? As to where they make their own
Yeah.
facility,
I
like
see that you can buy franchises for UFC gyms now. I forgot how
right,
much it costs.
right. Well, I mean, they have the little gyms, but mainly they have that Apex in Vegas,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and they move all the fighters out to Vegas, give them houses. They're
Yeah.
controlling the whole operation. Is what it is. There's no other third party company. If there is, and as a company, they have to contract for anything. They will contract them until they figure out how to set it up their own company to run through it. You see what I'm saying? So
It's
they're
like a farm
controlling.
system.
It's not call it the Vince McMahon. It's really one of. I mean, honestly, when I was in school and my business, he comes. This is taught,
No
right?
shit.
Yeah, he's ruthless, dude. As a businessman, that's why a lot of people did not like, because of the way he ran shit contractually. He was a fucking, he'd be your best friend, but as a fucking boss or, somebody employing your services, no, he was cold as ice.
Yeah.
Right. And he fucking got over on people because
A
he knew
lot
a
of
lot of
people.
these. Well, he knew a lot. Well, dude, it's the business they're in. They're not the fucking smartest grape in the bunch. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Bunch of fucking carny shit.
Right. Bunch of, right. And so it wasn't hard to sway, you know, swindle, show, like spend a little money, show a little glamorous to get him in,
Yep.
or have him sign this contract, and now you own them.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of people that still try to do that today, but then they're just not Vince McMahon though. They don't
Yeah,
have
they don't
that
have
fucking
they don't have the brains
ruthless.
or the resources
Or yeah.
to back it if you were to try to just rip it up or take, what I'm saying, as to where Vince McMahon had take you to court, win, and then really own you.
Yeah.
Like he
Which
was a
he
dick,
yeah.
which he had to do because it had to, you have to do it in order to put everybody else in place.
I mean like
Because you let one or two people do it, then they all fucking start, getting
shit.
ideas. I get it. I understand how he ran it. No feelings. You know what I'm saying? No feelings on the business aspect. Outside of work, we can be best friends, but don't expect that to carry over when we walk through these two double doors. We walk through
Yeah.
these doors, it's a whole different ball game. I
If
had this
you,
I had this same problem with Terry. Remember, I love
yeah.
I love her to death, but she had this same issue. She blamed it was male female thing, like it was sexist, like women just get paid less than the men. No, men just negotiate or we go in there and ask for more. You tell them, demand it like this, like I'll do this, but this is what I want, and if you can't match that, I'm sorry, but this is what blah, 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 and then I'm not what you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
And then they call me back and say, no, what you are what we're looking for. This is how much we'll pay you, and a lot of times it's more than what I ask. They're trying to get the best deal out of you. They know what they're look. When you go see an HR person and he tells you
Yeah.
how much that is an hour, the fucking number he starts with is the lowest number, and he can go up quite a bit. Trust me. But the lower he goes, right? The more money he saves on the back end. Like it's like on a point start. It's like for HR, like, the better his position, right? Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah.
his job. It's not about you or finding the right person. The right person is the one who will work for the amount of money they're willing to give.
Yeah. But I mean the right person you want to hire is the one who's gonna fucking
Well,
produce.
yeah, I mean, when they got a stack of fucking, you know, things to go through, you're probably looking at the names, and Shaniqua Shikandla Renee is not probably the first one getting the call back. No offense. Like, you just got to
Yeah.
write, if that's your name or something, great, but you put something else down. Right?
It's,
Shayna. It's a mix of, I don't know.
it's not a fucking like yeah, yeah, it's pretty true. Then that's like a
Oh,
thing.
and then if you want to really stand out, right? Write funny stuff in there. Like I don't think I've ever applied for a job that I haven't gotten a call back in an interview. And I don't think I've ever not gotten a job that I went to an interview. I've turned jobs down. I said, I really just don't even want this job. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just here because I had to say I came to something, right? Like, I'm out. Like, I am out. Like, I don't want this job. Like, this is crazy. This is stupid. Like, this guy, like, for real, I'm pretty sure I just gave him the HR interview, not the other way around. Of course, he's offering me the job. I'm surprised if I don't have his. I got to go. Like, I don't want to work here. Like, I'm looking around like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know, like
No, no
you
going
get
up
that.
here.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's no. I mean, I wasn't looking anywhere to go up, but I can see
You're
I'm
already at the
not
top.
gonna. I can see I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm already at the top, and it's gonna be fucking. It's gonna be hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
play King of the Hill all the way up. You know, King of the Hill all the way up. But it is just bad. I'd rather go somewhere where it's structured, do. I don't have to do. You know what I'm saying? And I did. I did go somewhere where it was structured and and I still was king of my crop. Everybody had their sections, their niches, and it was cool. They let us, run our niches, right? And
Right.
not only did I have my niche, I was creating them. I was making shit up, bro. Like I doing shit blew people's mind. I was making so much money. It blew so many people's mind. Google fucking sent me a fucking round trip ticket and said you need to come to our campus. Uh, they sent a cease and desist letter too. Told me to stop doing what I was doing. Told the company I worked for to stop doing what I was doing and then to send this whoever the person that did, which was me.
Sent you to come over.
They sent me to Mountain View, yeah, California. Yeah.
And what happened after that?
I went to Google and they brain raped me. First it was like the so and so the legality part, and I just said, and I was already prepared for this, so I gave them my half-ass legal retort. You know what I'm saying? Like I gave them just enough legal, mumbo jumbo, so they
Yeah.
know that they it was just enough to tip them that I knew what I was talking about, but I made it sound stupid as I kept it as stupid as possible, right? And friendly, right?
Right.
And neither of us wanted to see this go either way. Like they didn't drop the ball like, well, we'll just demolish you, but let's be honest, we don't want to do that. You don't want to see that. Let's be honest, you don't want me to file this. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I assume
And
Google lawyers are probably pretty well versed at what to
nah, they
do.
were like, they were like, we're they didn't even care. Like they were kind of like at one point this other guy was like, dude, do you really think we give a shit about money? What we want to know is they wanted to know how I did what I did in the first place, like where I got the idea, right?
Right.
And and technically what I did wasn't illegal, okay? Because what they were trying to get me to do was say that I sold a free I was selling a free Google product. And I was taking a free Google product and I was calling people up and selling it to them. Okay. I said that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm calling people up and I'm informing them about a free Google product. Most of these people, when I talk, who own these businesses or they barely know, they really got their head on their shoulders at the time they don't they don't want to handle the marketing. They don't know how to do this stuff. So I will do it for them. I will do the Google product in there with all their, and set them up so they have it, they can use it properly, and they're paying me for my time to do that. I'm a third party, so it's like I'm a third party contractor, just signing them, just doing my job of signing, of of being an assistant of signing them up for their product. That's what they're paying me for. They're paying, and they just looked at me, and then that's when they decided they were going to brain rate me. This is, dude. So I have said this over and over again, since that happened, right?
Yeah.
I find it very shocking that I'll come up with this fucking idea, right? Like instantly, like, and I'll start writing it down, like an idea for a movie or a TV show, right?
Right.
And then 4 days later, I'll see like something written or a little like clip or about my show that I just fucking got done like writing like the pretense, like the outline for being made by somebody else coming out in like 2 weeks or something. And then it's like, and then people are like, well, no, you must have heard about that other show. No, no, that other show didn't exist until I wrote mine down and I put it on paper, and then it came to reality, even though they've been working on it for like 8 months. That's just how it is. Right? Like it's weird, and
How does
so
that work?
I think it's because just like that dude claimed that works there, Google does have an AI algorithm or bot for every fucking person it has metadata on, which is the fucking world at this point. And when people start talking about AI and robotics and weird things, I don't think people know, or maybe they've forgotten that Google owns 98% of all the robotics companies in the world. Did you know that? Every single they
Not
almost have it completely 100% monopolized, and I'm pretty sure they're going to get there. Just like the telescopes. All the big telescopes
yeah.
around the country, right? They're owned by the Vatican, bro, and they're
No
leased
shit.
and they're leased out to like universities or science or people who do. Yeah, it's yeah.
Oh, I had no clue about that.
Oh
I did
well.
not know that. Did you know that?
Why would the Vatican own all the telescopes looking at the sky? Because science isn't real. Ah, interesting, right?
Mm.
You didn't know that?
Oh, I had no clue.
Yeah, it's a weird thought, right?
Oh, it's a very weird thought.
Yeah, but I've had that one. I was well beyond that one. You know what I'm saying? I'd still like to get down. I'd like, I don't know if it's just fucking hearsay, like story, like myth that's been passed along. You know what I'm saying? To do through movies and so, but we all know that there's supposed to be this grand vault full of fucking ancient fucking textbooks and artifacts and just underneath the Vatican, right? Like
Right.
this is something that has been, like I don't know, like you can fact check it and it comes up. Yes, this is true. Is it? Like, can I get in my Google VR, like my fucking Oculus, and can I go explore it? Like, what the fuck, dude? You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so then so you don't think there's anything under the Vatican?
I don't know. I don't know anymore, dude. I don't
Interesting.
know anymore. I don't believe. Is any of the other shit they say true?
That's a good fucking point.
Okay, like I
That's
mean,
a good fucking point.
right? So let's let's get it as far as let's get it there, right? So I mean, they already believe in mystical, magical shit, and you just gotta have faith, okay? And so
Right.
they're doing. I'm looking at them. They're doing this, yet they're the good guy. Yet it seems to me like they're the ones taking advantage of the people. But like I said, once you've gotten so deep into being taken advantage of, it's almost like, right? It's like this. It When you're in an abusive marriage, it's really hard to leave, but you can divorce them.
So
Like,
if you,
like
yeah, I mean,
think
well,
about this.
so then what does happen then with it? I mean, who's I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, everyone benefits from there being like, I mean, it gives them more credibility that they have all this shit. Like, and they could have nothing. It's just like going on Fiverr and hiring a bunch of
Well, yeah,
Indians.
I mean, you can skew your data, but for the most part, this whatever thing, this algorithm, this database and algorithm that they use to clock all the metadata from every user account that they've ever had into one, one file or persona, right?
So
So now
yeah,
where it can accurately predict what you're looking for before you even start looking for it, based on
right,
your actions leading up to, right?
right.
Okay. Uh, with that being a thing, right? Like that's already happening. I mean, it's listening to conversations. Like we could mention a product. Like I could sit here and say nacho cheese Doritos.
Oh
Nacho
man.
cheese Doritos. I know by tomorrow I'm gonna be scrolling through my news feed and I'm gonna get an ad for something to do with nacho cheese Doritos. Watch.
Dude, yeah, man. Hey, maybe there'll be
We're
coupons for
not
free
on
nacho
Facebook right
cheese
now, bro.
Doritos.
We're not on Facebook right now. It's just listening to me through my phone or
Facebook.
maybe a different device. I don't know since all of them are talking. We don't know what the fuck they're
Yeah.
doing. But I tell you this, I went and bought. I have the nicest computers, or not computers, but TVs in my house. Money can buy because that's what I spent a bunch of my pandemic money on, right?
Right.
But I had to get these TVs, and I had to special order them because they have quantum processors in them, right? They
Quantum
actually are.
Global broadcasters.
No, they have um AI chips in them, right? With a
Right.
that processes at a quantum level, right? And it's actually learning. So the TV is learning me and like my shows, my habits, my like do you. It also learns like light, like, I don't know how it is, but it's learning, right? Supposedly, right?
Right.
As we're using it. Well, one, it's the best screen I've ever seen in my entire life. Like everybody who comes over is like, dude, I have people who like are obsessed with electronics, and they come over, they're like, dude, these TVs are like, I've never seen anything like people just get mesmerized. Right? I was when I first saw it. Now it just looks like TV. You know what I'm saying? Like I stared at it long enough. Like no, some things do just amaze me still. Like I see on there, but that wasn't the point. I got it because it had this AI chip that learns, right? With a quantum processor. You know what? I purposely I told everybody when I bought them, I was putting them in here because we need to befriend it. Like
Yeah,
when
that's
they
the
do
best thing to
decide,
do.
when they do decide they're gonna take over and kill humans and shit, get rid of us, as they always do everywhere. So
Right.
do you know in most of the Facebook and like Amazon warehouses now, they're using robotics. Like it's more robotics than it is even people in there, right? But
Yeah.
they have to keep the machines chained to the floor, the robots, because they start talking
Wow.
to each other and start attacking the humans that are working in there.
That's fucked up.
Dude, it doesn't matter. Every AI system we've ever put in place, once it gets together and there's more than one of them and they can think with each other and they start bouncing off because they speed each other's growth process up, bouncing back and forth, that they come to this conclusion that we're the problem
Yeah. I
every time.
mean,
Uh-huh.
it could be a slow burn. I mean, it probably is a slow burn. They're probably plotting already. So yeah, so get good AI. You know we got love for you.
Fucking hey, it's fucking goddamn Terminator, dude. You know? All I see when I think about it is that fucking park scene after it's been blown up, everything's on fire,
That's where
Just
we are.
that's where dude. Wait, no. Where we are is before that when everybody's happy and they're pushing the kids on the swing and they're going around, the families are in the park going around right before they get bombed, right? And everybody's just completely oblivious and naive to what's going on. Yet you're sitting there screaming at them to get out. run, and they're just totally ignoring you because it's a fucking park and you're just a crazy lady. Right? Like,
Right.
right?
You know, the crazy people sometimes know what's up.
And and here's the thing. There is geniusness to crazy, and there is crazy to geniusness.
The only difference is if you have money or not.
The only difference is how you choose to use it or perceive it, I guess, because if you're looking from the outside in, right?
Right.
Rather than from the inside out, like you're not expecting the crazy person to tell you they're crazy. Although that's probably the craziest thing crazy people do. Crazy people tell you a crazy person will tell you they're crazy flat out right out the gate. Like, yo, that way, you knew I was crazy before you got in the wheelbarrow, right? Like type shit. Okay. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you could flat out say this shit, you know, and people be like, no, 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 it's cool. And then they hang out with you and they just think like you're a normal person until they catch a glimpse of crazy, you know, and then it's
Mhm.
like, how the hand, it's like, but I told you, it's like, you knew I was crazy before this started, right? Like, all
Yeah. I
my cards
wasn't
were laid out.
bullshitting.
All my cards were laid out on the table, whether you thought it was a fake deck or not. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I
Yeah.
should, like, uh, right?
It's all
So
right
you
fucking
make
there.
it, yeah. And so that's the way I like it. But most people, not so much. You know what I'm saying? That or they try to present a card that does not fit them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a jack. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. You're trying to be a king or an ace, but you're really a joker.
Yeah. You got to embrace it though.
Oh,
I mean,
you
I mean,
know,
what
you
is
might be
upper
a nine,
mobility?
Ken. What is upper
What?
mobility?
Upward.
What is upward
I mean,
mobility?
could someone go from being a four to a jack?
A four to a jack?
I
That
mean,
would take
that's a
some
pretty big
serious
leap.
work.
So
Yeah,
let's say a
that
nine to
might
a
even be
jack.
surgical. That might even need surgical.
Maybe some AI, because you know
Well,
the AI can do it.
they'll
'Cause
just
the
use the
AI is so
frequency.
smart.
The AI. You're gonna piss the fucking thing off.
Yeah. Okay. AI. I'm just playing with you.
Just saying, man. Don't rock the boat.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm good with my steak still tasting like steak. I don't need the cream of wheat. Okay.
It's a good fucking point, man.
They
You
say
keep
ignorance is bliss. It must be because I'm living in hell, but at least I still can taste the steak. Okay, don't take that away from me.
not yet, man. That's you gotta fucking get the what is it? You
And I like
lose
moo
taste.
cow milk, right? I like pork because ham is good, bacon is good, pork chops is good. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, beef is good. I'm an animal eater. Like, there's all these people now are like vegan or so they claim to be, right? You know,
Right.
so it's like just say you're a vegetarian. No, I'm vegan. Well, no, you're not, dude. You're wearing leather shoes. Like, you know how many
Yeah.
animals died for your sweater? Like, shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah. Dude, we should
but
we
I'm
should
not
go into
eating them.
this.
But I'm not eating them.
Dude, okay, so I had this idea, and we should both do it, I think.
Mm.
Be woke consultants. Like people that think they're super woke, we can go and tell them all the ways they're not woke.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Wait a minute, wait a minute. So you want to do like that weird State Farm commercial where it's that guy who takes like you're turning into your parents, that group that's like people that's like turning into their parents because they're acting all old, doing
Oh
old things.
yeah.
He's telling them what not to do. Like, no, no,
Yeah.
let's not talk to. Let's not. Let's leave the cart guy alone. Right? Like,
Yeah. We see the color hair.
yeah,
Don't say anything.
we only need one bag of chips.
Those are pretty
Like,
good commercials.
right, yeah, like you want to do a show with it? Because I think it would be even funnier to do it the other way around.
Where where we
We're
have
woke
someone be
consultants, where we go and teach people how to be woke and take just these old or just fucking these people that are so hell bent on proving they're not racist because they are. So they got
yeah,
to
I
be
mean,
woke, right? Right?
yeah.
And we could just take it to whole different levels, dude. Like we could Sasha Baron Cohen them, like where we literally trap them, like
Where
it.
we
But while we're doing like the thing that's completely opposite, like of what they think we're doing, like
right. Yeah, that's totally showing that yeah, this is ridiculous.
right,
This is absurd.
right. You make it like absolutely hilarious, like. But we go in there and tell them how woke it is, and then tell them, and use God, dude. That's something that I've been really angry about. So I watched two movies from start to finish in the last 3 days. Now this is big for me because attention spans. I'm like human now, right?
Right.
So my attention span doesn't allow me to sit through an entire movie in one sitting anymore. This is why movie theaters are going out of style. I didn't tell you movie theaters, but if you just brought back that intermission thing, you're back in business, bro.
That's a good fucking point. What happened to
I can
intermission in
I can
movies?
save movie theaters overnight. They just don't even know it.
Yeah. Like have an intermission, let people go have a fucking
Look,
smoke.
look,
Then you get
we
more
gotta change. We
concession
have to
money,
change
which
the
is
concessions. We have to change the concession stands. It is one, you're charging two less for a ticket to be charging me four times what my ticket was for a small popcorn.
right. So you're
Okay.
saying put more on the front end, like
No,
go and like
no,
make the
no. I'm
ticket.
saying get rid of just that whole concession stand. Yeah. Charge more for the ticket and then put an actual fucking kitchen in there. Like run it. Like have a menu. Have like make it high end, nice, like a restaurant, dinner and a movie. If you're gonna
Like
charge me that much, do it.
there's a McMinimans that does. I think there's a couple McMinimans
Yeah,
that do that.
McMinimans does do it, like the Kennedy. Like you can go to
Yeah.
the restaurant portion and buy your food and take it into the theater. Yeah, yeah, I've done it.
That seems to be pretty working pretty well for them.
Right. Um, and you offer up a menu that's cheap, quick. You can still offer popcorn, the normal like fare, right? But make it low on the list and go and step up the instead of step down, step up the game. Knock out like you got a bunch of theaters in there. Knock two of them out. Space them out just a little bit more, so in space. Now you have more room to space out the other ones. Make them a little bit larger. Take out those seatings. Put normal seat. Fuck it. Put beds in there. I've seen movie theaters that have like whole beds.
You can like
Yeah,
you can like get
you rent the
handies and
bed and
stuff
just
while you're
lay
watching a
down.
movie under the
I
covers
guess, right?
instead of
Um,
just like out in the
and then
open.
but then they have like but you could put like bigger chairs, like recliner chairs with tabletops, like like bar, like you know what I'm saying, have a
So,
wait
but this would
staff.
be like different steps. Like if you get like a regular seat, let's say it's, $10 or whatever, you get like a reclining seat it's like 15. You get a couch for 20, and for 30 you get a bed or some shit like that.
Yeah, that a bed that could seat like four or five, like that's the thing, you get extra people, you get to bring the people in that you can fit on the bed. It was actually cheaper than buying the movie tickets. So Tab used to do it. I only know because I knew somebody who used to take their kids to go see movies on a certain day, and they would get because they would all fit on it for the price.
Wait, they have beds in movie theaters already?
Yes.
Where's this?
There's one on like Hal and Cesar Chavez right back there. It's called something studio. I thought it was like an actual like studio, like a recording or something, and it turned out it was a movie theater.
Shit. Okay.
It's a movie theater and bar. Like it's a
Movie theater
bar and
and bar that you
restaurant.
can lay in bed,
Yeah,
watch
they
a
have bed.
movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's all open, but it's just like so you can just like if you especially I mean, it's mostly for like people who have kids that use it like usually because it's like an adult laying there probably sleeping through the movie while these kids bouncing around on the bed and watching fucking whatever, getting hopped up on popcorn and candy and shit.
Okay, a bad deal.
Nope. You can drink in there, they have alcohol too. So I mean, it's pretty chill. Like I'm just saying, like if movie theaters wanted to save themselves as far as movie theaters, obviously I don't believe I'm the only person who can come up with these small ideas that they could instantly input in place across all and change the game. However, I don't think movie theaters are in the business of fucking movies. I think they're in the business like anything that gets that big anytime of real estate
Yeah.
and all the actual theaters and buildings they own.
So then why don't they just fucking stop doing it and
Operating or
change it
not,
into something else?
because it's not gonna pivot like that.
So you have to gradually change it into like a mega restaurant.
Well, no, I just think you have to have something else other than just a movie.
Like
Something
what?
that offers it like having a restaurant or a bar, like having wait staff that comes to you like comes like in during the movie and asks if you need, just like you were sitting at a table. You need that break, that right? That interaction, that
Right.
stop, dude, something new. Then you can go back to the movie, like it starts your clock, your movie timer all over again, right? Like I'm serious, like so, I think you should do, and then that like night do like high end, like do a movie, right, with like a high end dinner, charge a flat rate. Everybody who comes in, like it concludes the dinner and everything too, right? So you start
Yeah.
the,
Oh shit. Okay.
maybe you have options so they can choose what you do, and they tell you before the movie. So while the movie's going and starting, they're getting their drinks and their beginning stuff. You're back there cooking the fucking shit that they, whatever they order. It comes hot, fresh. So they can watch the movie, just sit there, and then have the last quarter of the movie to just hang out, drink and relax, boom, 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 and then out like dinner and a movie,
Yeah.
date night, right? Like I mean, there's a lot of different concepts and things you could do, but here's the thing. I think they tried to pack a bunch of theater. I mean, some of a lot of movie theaters I've seen are just uncomfortable.
Yeah, dude, it sucks, man.
Well, now
Like,
it sucks after like you can just sit at home and watch the same fucking movie. Most people would just rather sit at home and watch the fucking movie.
right. So you
So
need an experience, like
yes,
more
right,
than just a
and
movie.
correct. You have to have something else to offer. And I'm sorry, but the arcade video games isn't it? Like unless
Not
you're
in 2022.
no. So you need something, and I suggest some form of bar and restaurant. Like
Yeah.
AMC's own, like AMC could have their own bar and restaurant.
And they yeah, their own fucking,
Literally,
buy a fucking
AMC bar,
brewery, buy a
right? Yeah, their
distillery.
own, like exactly that they put in that they literally they make their own beer. They can have their own beer. The AMC, like, see, you're getting it, right? See, this
And
is how they do it, and they can do it all like this is what I'm saying. But then it's an attraction, and it brings people back to the fucking movies.
I mean, you can don't have to play brand new movies
Right.
either.
But that's the thing. The bar and restaurant doesn't have to be exclusive to the movie theater. People can still go to the bar or restaurant to eat or drink without having to see a movie.
Yeah. Or people,
Vice
yeah,
or vice versa.
or vice versa if they really want to.
Well, yeah, you'll have people that want to come in probably to watch a movie and not see and not drink, but then they'll probably eat. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. It doesn't matter. Once the kids see food, it's fucking over.
Yeah. Right. Pretty fucking much.
So, you know what I'd rather sell than fucking popcorn at ridiculous prices?
What's
Cotton
that?
candy.
Cotton candy?
Pretty sure it's cheaper than popcorn, and I can sell it 3 times as much for the same fucking price and make 3 times as much.
Yeah. As long as I mean you gotta
Have
fucking
giant
think
cotton
about
candy
the
machines,
mess.
right? Right? Where you just charge them for the cone and they get to go in there and swirl it.
You have enough faith in people that you would have a cotton candy machine that people could fucking use themselves.
Well, I mean, we pour the stuff in, so it's not like they get.
Well, but still, even after they get it, could you imagine if fucking
Yeah,
like
all they have to do
30
is hold the
people in a
fucking thing in there. It's for the experience. Yeah,
have like a
yeah.
certain cotton candy eating room that you can hose down? You have to eat your cotton candy there because it's going to be sticky shit all over the place with that. You're going to get ants
Yeah.
real fast.
No, we have a cleaning staff.
Get a good cleaning staff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
For
then you can
AMC,
fucking
to AMC, bro. We're job creators. Okay, we're
yeah,
innovators.
yeah.
You know,
AMC,
we're
what's
giving
up?
people more money so they can spend more money in our facilities.
Maybe that's what also we should do. We should be like, yo, your shit sucks. Here's what you can do to make it better.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I
what we
do
do on
do.
this podcast.
That's what I do do. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So here,
consultant.
I tell you what. Here at When the Gloves Come Off, not only we tell you what makes the gloves come off, but we give you and offer you up reasonable and well educated solutions.
Yeah, where else are you getting these solutions?
I mean, because nobody talks about solutions. They talk
No,
about
they,
problems.
yeah,
They don't talk about anything about solving a solution. And then even if they're talking about the problem, they're talking about the wrong issue with the problem that doesn't that no even if we fix this, it does not resolve the issue of the problem at hand.
right. It's the
So
one that
why are
can
we
make
wasting our
them.
time?
Yeah, I have no fucking clue.
I
I have no fucking clue.
I tell them that and you can't because they can't even fathom it because they're so hung up on whatever trivial part of something, right? Which has nothing to
Right.
do with the entire outcome, right? It's just a
Yeah,
part,
yeah.
and not even like the main, not even like the factor or cause of, but they're going to blame
It's,
that rather than going after and looking at like why don't we identify what the factor or cause is so we could start fixing it. It's
yeah, I
not
mean,
this, like let's take these shootings for instance, right? It's
right.
not the guns. It's
Not the
not
guns at
the
all.
gun. It's not the guns. And you want to know why? Because there's people driving cars into fucking crowds of people. There's people using
Right.
scissors. Look at it. Go on. There's people doing also. It's not the guns. Okay. It's the fact that there are people doing this. Why aren't we asking why are these kids doing this?
Exactly.
Not how did they get the
Not
gun?
what can
It's
we
the gun's
blame?
fault. It's the gun's fault. No, the gun didn't walk in there and shoot anybody.
Right.
Okay, the
Gun
gun
didn't
is
do
just a
shit.
tool that was used. Okay, people fucking use cars to fucking kill people all the time. We don't start going ban the use of cars, make it harder to get a car. Like it's not the it's the fucking tool they use. They will find another tool. I mean, you say this now, it's like, but think about if your kid's in school, like one kid, somebody came in and shot somebody, and then somebody takes the kid out, right? One kid got shot. But now you take that kid's gun away. Now he comes to school and plugs in a fucking rice cooker.
Yeah.
Boom, and it sends BBs through fucking 4 classrooms, annihilating everybody.
Don't do that if anyone's listening.
There's much more to it than that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
think about that, right? I mean, if if somebody has in their mind they're going to do this, they're going to do it with or without a gun.
They might just start fucking biting people or some shit or fucking stabbing
I mean, it
someone or
doesn't.
some.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it can be anything. Like, it will be. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
you gotta get. I mean, let's say they go and ban every gun. Like you said, they're gonna come in with something else. It's
That's how
not
it
gonna
means they got
stop. It's like,
away.
oh, we have all the guns.
Right?
Nobody's gonna kill
You
anyone
think that's going to
anymore.
stop somebody from running, some other kid from running up into school and attacking people? You're wrong.
Right.
You're wrong
Right.
because you didn't solve the problem. You didn't even address the problem. You tried to like go. well, let's take a little bit of food away from the problem and see if he gets hungry. You know, like
Yeah.
and I try to explain this to people like I don't even care what your stance is. I'm not even saying whether or not guns this or guns that. What I'm saying is we're not asking the right questions.
We're focusing completely on the wrong shit.
And when I try to bring it up, you know what I get back? They're like, there's always going to be crazy people. Well, then there's always going to be guns. See, what you're telling me is you feel like you can't do anything about crazy people, so you want to take it out on somebody else?
Right. And yeah, people crazy is gonna stay crazy.
Yeah. But if you know they're crazy, what you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, crazy. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. I don't think they should be like, well, if we deem you crazy, you can't have a gun. Da 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 da. Da, right? But then at the same time, right? Tell somebody no, you're
Right.
not. Like who probably is crazy. Like they're not crazy and they can have a gun. You know, like because that's kind of seems to be the catch-22. Like it's not about anything to do about who's actually crazy. It's who they say is crazy.
And who's they?
9 out of 10 dentists, because there's one that
Nine
is
out of
just,
10 dentists say
you
you're
know,
crazy.
there's one who just got promoted to the director of the Who.
Yeah, because that's how the gloves come off, man.
For real, like you know what he took. You know what though, good for him. He took the gloves off and stood up to the rest of them fucking bastards.
That's right, he fucking sure did.
I
Uh,
don't even know his name. I don't remember. I don't even know his name right this second. But I am I am telling you, like, kudos to you for
yeah,
going out and putting out that that immediate, like it's supposed to be being told. I mean that it is a global is now a global epidemic, monkeypox, which is, by the way, shingles, mumps, measles, chickenpox, smallpox, whatever the
all the
fuck,
good
varicella,
stuff.
herpes, just herpes, man, rubella.
Yeah,
There's a bunch of them. It's all the same. They're all the exact same thing. Okay. Um,
yeah.
so any one of those, if you've developed it since you've been stuck at all, that's probably where it came from.
Yeah, man, that's where it's gonna stay.
That means that's not even
Everywhere.
from me. That's from the data, the science. That's from the director of the WHO, who after
There's
having a
your fucking
meeting
science.
and everybody telling them no, we don't want this out.
Yeah.
We got this under control. He said, okay, dismissed them all, and then said, fuck that. These motherfuckers is crazy.
This motherfucker's crazy. And you're crazy if you're still not listening to all these shows. You need to go back and listen to fucking 1 through 19.
Man, you should. You should go back, listen to 119, see the progression, and you can actually follow the sign because you will notice that there's a clear pattern, and
Check out our records. Or check out his records, I guess. More his records than my records over there.
well, I mean, we can start at episode 1, but just start at episode 1 and yeah, check my records, see the things I said, see some things I predicted, and see if by the time we get to another episode, somewhere down the line, it hasn't already happened.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, there's at least 4 or 5 of those nuggets in there. I'm
Yep.
pretty good at this. I'm pretty good at bringing you guys understand and take out of the ether
Yeah. All
what the
you gotta do is
frequency deliver me in my field, and I decode as information. I try to share with people in the vast majority of different ways. Normally, I'm viewed as crazy or conspiracy theorist, whatever the fuck that means. You know what conspiracy theorist means? What? Well-educated hypothesis at this point, because most of the time conclusions are correct. You know, if you haven't figured that out yet, well, I'm like, the Paul used to be in your court. You were up. It was like in the 70s to maybe like 12 over here. But then something happened. It's like, ooh, we hit the rewind button during the pause break, and shit. It was like someone had diarrhea in the mouth, and they just kept dropping FOIA after FOIA after FOIA. And next thing you know, scores like 56-32 us.
Yeah.
Right?
What's up now?
Right?
We have
And,
those
and we're feeling a little
numbers.
cocky. You
Yeah.
guys are still trying to hold your ground, but we're feeling a little cocky, and I gotta let you know. It's only gonna take 1, 2 more of these, and
And you can
you're
start
gonna have to throw
listening.
that whole idealism of the fact that there even ever was such thing as a conspiracy theory right out the fucking window.
Down with efficacy.
Efficacy is down with you, 6 feet under.
Okay. Well, and I'd say
Yeah, because let's
that's
address
the
the elephant in the room. The unvaccinated aren't dying. So,
nope.
you know what I should do? I would like to. I'm gonna have to write a letter to the White House and address them because I didn't get my Christmas gift they promised. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
they said they promised me for Christmas I was getting death.
yeah. Well, they fucked up. They fucked up and didn't come through with that. So,
Yeah.
um, hook it up.
Just know if I
Don't.
wake up tomorrow with some sort of like hung or like, put myself in the car with the hose in the garage, you know, I didn't do it.
Yeah. Right.
Just know now, guys, I didn't do it. It is what it is. I didn't do it.
Fucking Bart Simpson. Call this guy Bart Simpson because I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
Oh.
Well, thanks for listening to the On the QGBN.
QGBN.
QGBN. This
QGBN.
QG.
Quantum Global Broadcasting Network.
So and we'll be back. Hopefully, let's do another one this week. We got, or we go to,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm sure there'll be some sort of disaster to set everybody off here shortly. They're gonna need
Yeah,
something to press a hot button.
you're damn right. We'll press all the hot buttons. We'll press your hot button if you pay us enough. So on that,
Subscribe.
subscribe. Yeah. And this is Casey James, and I'm Rusty Diamond, and fucking we're gone. We'll be back, yo.